I'm currently making a Minecraft texture pack with 100% hand-drawn textures using ballpoint pens. Many of you suggested I should work on particles next, and so I did. The newest version includes all particles and 4 copper textures, to which we'll get later. As always, you can download the newest version from Modrinth, Curseforge or my Google Drive, which is linked on Planet Minecraft. All links can be found in the description. In version 1.21.5 there are around 250 particle textures, which might sound like a lot, but it actually didn't take me that long to draw all of them. It took almost more time extracting all the textures from the page scans and replacing the default textures with them. Now you might be wondering why. Have a look at this. Have you figured it out already? No? What about now? Basically most animations or particles which you would assume use a sprite sheet just don't. For example, each standard galactic alphabet character has its unique texture file, and drawing one of those characters takes basically no time. I mean, it's literally just around 10 pixels. Then there were some other textures which were basically free. I considered just reusing individual pixels, but I didn't do that for most parts. I mean, look at this. Firefly is literally just 1 pixel in this texture. Same thing goes for this water splash. But I don't mind, less work for me, I guess. I was thinking about making more detailed textures for things such as fireflies or water drops. Maybe I'll make an alternative version for that. Also, textures such as bubble pop basically wasted a lot of space. For some reason I wanted to keep the correct spacing so that I just have to scan the texture and can almost use it without rearranging pixels. But I stopped doing that to save space. Furthermore, there were some particles which had copies of the same texture, such as parts of Spell and Spark, which saved even more time. Not all textures were that easy to draw though. Some particle textures, such as Explosions, Sweep, Sonic Boom, have a default resolution of 32 by 32 pixels. That is double the amount of most textures, of most block textures at least. And basically the way I draw the grid for block textures is already kind of irregular. Basically I measure distances of 4.95 centimeters and then draw a grid, resulting in a square big enough for a 16 by 16 pixels texture. Then I just guess the half of one line and split it there. I do that again a total of 15 times to result in 16 roughly equal sized spaces. I don't draw a grid inside the block or measure the 16ths. So pretty much every pixel inside the square is based on guesswork. That works fine for 16 by 16 textures. They're relatively small, which makes guessing a lot more easier. But 32 by 32 textures are a lot more challenging. Now, I could explain what I did in order to make it as accurately as possible and what I did to avoid irregular pixel sizes or uneven lines or anything like that. But I didn't. I didn't avoid it and just hoped that it would look fine for the particles. And in my opinion, it really does. It looks more than just fine in my opinion. I actually think the larger textures are the best because you can't really see the details that well on smaller textures. The potion particles might not be final yet, because all potion effects use the same textures, but different colors. I saw some resource pack which did replace the different potion effect particles with different textures for each effect, and I definitely want to do that too at some point. I don't actually know where to find which particles, so I will just show you some of my favorites in-game and you'll have to look at the rest yourself. Smoke particles finally complete this campfire. Furthermore, I really like the particles when killing something. The sweep attack from the sword, the critical particles, the damage hearts, and also the cloud from the death animation. I think particles really add a lot here. The gust particles look great too. I really like how the 32 by 32 particles look. Speaking of, we also have the explosion particles, and of course Sonic Boom, which definitely is one of my favorites. There are a lot more particle effects, but I guess you'll have to try them out yourself. I did also add the 4 chiseled copper variant textures. I just added those 4 textures so far because I wanted to know your opinion on them. I thought a while about how to make the different oxidation states and had pretty much no idea how to do it, until I've read a comment under my last video suggesting that I could do different scribble states depending on the oxidation states. The non-oxidized version is very clean, following the grid as closely as possible. The more it oxidizes, the more it deviates from the grid, the more it becomes this hand-drawn style. I personally really like this idea, but I would like to know whether you like it too, or if there might be a better way to do it, before I add all the other couple textures. I could also do an even more scribbled approach for the oxidized version. I think my version is not scribbled enough. So thanks again for all the helpful comments. Feel free to write any suggestions also regarding this feedback or any feedback regarding this or upcoming versions. Also, many of you asked whether this texture pack is or will be available for different versions, including Bedrock version. It will definitely be available for different Java versions. I mean, technically this texture pack is compatible with newer versions, because basically newer versions just change this number and add some new textures. It is also backwards compatible to some extent. Some older versions work, some very old versions don't. I don't know, you just have to try out if it works, I guess. I also plan on adding textures from the new versions until at one point I'm hopefully up to date with the newest version, but I'll most likely finish on this version first. As for Bedrock, I don't really play Bedrock and I haven't really looked at how Bedrock texture packs work at all and have no idea how difficult it is to make one for Bedrock and to convert it. I did look up if there are tools which convert texture packs from Java to Bedrock, and I found this tool which seemed to more or less work for me. I did have to manually rename the zip to .mc pack afterwards, and animations were broken, but I guess it kind of appears to be working. So I guess for now you can just look up converters on Google. Just be careful when downloading random files from the internet, I guess, because you never know. I want to make it available for Bedrock and fix all animations myself at one point though, but I will definitely first focus on Java and try to finish everything for Java. This video was a bit shorter compared to the others, I think at least. I thought of waiting until I have more textures done, but honestly I prefer uploading a bit shorter videos, which in exchange follow one specific topic. That also maybe allows me to get more feedback and maybe upload more frequently. Anyway, thanks for watching. As always, you can download the pack for free on Planet Minecraft, Modrinth and Curseforge. Links are all in the description. Please leave a comment with any feedback or suggestion, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!